Okay, today I'm gonna take off my toupee because I have to do maintenance, so which means I just have to take it off, clean it, and re-glue it. So I'm gonna walk you through that process. It doesn't take much to take it off. I really just need some alcohol, 99%, and a Q-tip. With the wet Q-tip, I'm just gonna go right to the hairline. You guys can see the edge of that polyurethane base. I'm just gonna go right to the edge and I'm gonna start getting the alcohol underneath. And you'll see it starts to slowly lift up. Okay, once you have the edge lifted up, just put in some alligator clips to hold it back. Using the alligator clips really helps keep the hair out of your way, because if the hair falls down, because you've kind of reactivated the glue with the alcohol, it can start sticking in that glue again. So this just helps keep everything out of the way. And then you can continue to work that alcohol and slowly remove that glue and it'll just come right off. You can also start from the back if you want to. Whatever your preference is. If you're a little too rough, it's easier to rip that front edge. So sometimes you just start in the back and you can kind of avoid that. So whatever your preference is. This glue has been on for 2 weeks and it is on there. If I wanted to keep this toupee on another 2 weeks and get a full month wear out of it, I totally could. If you lead a lifestyle where you need to keep it on longer, you can do that. And that's how you take it off. You can see all that glue that is stuck to my scalp. We're gonna get that off. To get the glue off, I literally just take a paper towel, dry, and just roll it forward, and it will just kind of ball up all the glue, as you can see, and it'll just come right off. That yellow color, that's just the color of the glue after it's been cured and stuck on your head for a while. But by using a dry paper towel, it really just rolls and comes right off. Okay, I wanted to show you how I get the glue off my toupee after I remove it. So this is the toupee, it's off my head obviously, and you can see all the glue that's stuck to the polyurethane. I find a spot where there's not a ton of glue, like right here, and I take a paper towel and I just start, this is a dry paper towel, I just start pushing the glue forward, and what you'll see is it'll start bunching up. Do you see that line I'm making? It starts bunching up and you just continue to roll it down the toupee. Now, some people will spray like an adhesive remover on this, but I just feel like it gets gunky and wet and extra sticky. I like doing this. It's a dry method and you just roll down the glue and it works like a charm. So as you can see, I'm making pretty good progress. I'm just rolling that glue down, and then once I get to the end, it'll be almost completely clean. I'll just wipe it with some alcohol and it'll be good as new. Pull right off. Okay, this is looking really good. The only place that I have some glue left is here on the front hairline. So what you can do is take a cotton ball and just dab. It'll stick to anything that's still sticky, and then you'll be able to just roll this cotton right off. How to put your toupee on by yourself, that's easy. I put the front on first. So you apply the glue on the front of your head and on the front of the toupee. Why the front? Because you can see it, right? You can look right in the mirror and place your toupee on, glue it on very easily. The trick is, once you've glued the front, fold it over, and then I use the alligator clips to hold it in place. And now I can look at myself in the mirror and put on my glue. I use Ghost Bond XL. It lasts me a good 3 weeks if I wanted it to, even 4. Just spread the glue out and you can watch exactly where you're putting the glue so that way you don't go into the hair. This is so much easier if you're having to apply your toupee by yourself and put on the glue and everything. Okay, so you can see I got the front completely done. Now I just have to do the back of my head. Okay, we're gonna switch views here. I want you to see how I get the back portion of the toupee glued down. I wanna make sure that you see this really well, so that's why I'm gonna simulate it here from a top-down angle. Now, this is the front of the toupee that is already glued down, as you guys have seen. Once you get the front part glued down, you're really just making sure that you're slowly rolling the toupee backwards to get a nice fit. Now I'm going to show you how I do this. I take the edges here. You can see that polyurethane edge. When I go to grab the edge, I am grabbing right here where the hair is meeting that polyurethane, and you'll feel a little bit of tackiness there. That's totally fine. As I hold here, I'm pinching either side. I'm gonna take a little bit of a slight outward pull, just very slightly, and that's gonna make sure that we keep it nice and taut to our scalp. Slowly, as I pull outward a bit, I am slowly rolling it back. There is no rush here, so slowly roll, roll, roll. You're rolling, and you are taking your time as you roll back, and you slowly move your thumbs upwards, just keeping a little bit of tension, keeping that hair out from underneath the glue, slowly rolling back. Okay, and that's how I roll it back. Because the front is already glued down, it's very, very stable. You're just kind of guiding it backwards as you slowly add a little bit of outward tension while you roll it back. Okay, now that you got the back part of your scalp glued down, the front should have already been done. The next step I like to recommend is using a towel. You're just gonna drape it over the top, and you're gonna slowly just pull downwards on all the areas. And what that's going to do is just apply some downward pressure, and to make sure that that hair and the underside of that polyurethane is nice and pulled down to the scalp, and make sure it has a really, really good contact. That's going to make sure that glue is nice and set. And now you want to wait at least 24 hours before you get it wet. You can spritz it with a little bit of water if you need to style your hair, or a leave-in conditioner. You just don't want to overly wet it. After that 24 hours, you're going to be safe to do whatever you need to. Take a shower, go swimming. And that is how I apply my hair at home by myself. With a little bit of practice, I promise you it gets easier and easier. So just give yourself some patience, and each time you do it, you're going to get quicker and you're going to get more efficient, and it is going to go so much more smoothly after you do it a few times yourself.